And we're going to conclude Etowah Media Day with Coosa Christian and Coach Mark O'Brien. Coach, good to have you. Good to have you guys today. If you'd allow the players to introduce themselves or you introduce them, Coach, and then some opening comments, we'd appreciate it.
Kay Mickler, play linebacker.
Grayson Malone, play safety.
Rather Mays, play linebacker.
Zayden Franklin, O-line, D-line.
About these guys? Yeah. So the coaches, I didn't choose them. I allowed the assistant coaches to choose the four guys, and sometimes they're not all seniors, sometimes they are. And these were who the coaches felt were the, I guess you could say, the most complete leaders on the team. And so that's how we got these guys.
Coach, talk about the numbers this year. How many seniors you have, how many returning players you have, maybe juniors and sophomores, freshmen that may be playing?
I didn't bring those numbers with me. Sorry about that. I didn't even think about that. But I would say we have around 40 players. You might know how many seniors? 10 seniors. I'm sorry, I don't have the numbers. Sorry about that, guys.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So it's coming out of summer workouts, you're heading into preseason practice, I guess, next week. What do you think the strength of this year's team is at this point?
I don't think has a strength yet. We're trying to define that strength. We'll find out in a couple of weeks. They're used to winning. I think that's a good thing. But I just don't know the answer to that. I'm hoping we get better leadership out of this group. These are four phenomenal kids you would want your daughters to hang out with. But we still have a lot to go and a lot to gain.
Hey, Coach. I guess you're a week from starting fall practice, just under a week. But just why are you optimistic about this football team?
I think the guys that are on the field are more talented than last year's group. The drawback is it doesn't have quite the depth as last year's group. But just the first 11 guys on the field, I think it's a more talented group. We're losing a couple. We lost a couple of players that I don't think you can replace, which is huge losses. But overall, the team speed and everything, our O-line's going to be the best that we've had since we've been here. So that's where my optimism comes from.
I think. And then for the players, just the last year there's been a lot of uncertainty in the locker room. You guys know it better than anyone. Just what have you seen from this inside that locker room that maybe has allowed this ship to keep sailing straight? Just from you guys, the last year leadership group, and then just everyone. Just can you just take us in that locker room a little bit?
The locker room.
It's honestly brought us closer together as a team. It's making us stronger. We know there's going to be up and downs when you're facing adversity. I feel like we as a team have fought pretty hard together, and we've became more of a unit.
To piggyback off what he said, I feel like it's brought us together as a group even more, and we have a chip on our shoulder ready to come back and prove what we can do.
Like he said, there's a lot of adversity, but you just got to think, what can break you.
I just feel like as a team we're young because we don't have much depth, and we're just going to have to get stronger. And, we're still bonding, and then that's what we're going through right now and why we're not that strong.
Coach, I know a lot of great teams are player-led teams, but you guys have a great staff and great players. It was probably hard for you to narrow down who to bring here today, but could you speak on each four of these gentlemen right here and the blood, sweat, and tears that each four of them individually has done for you over these years to get your program where it's at right now?
Yeah, these are four, I guess you could say, coaches like to call them dogs, right? And these are definitely four. We've got a few more than that on this team. But Zayden is in Radley, they're absolute animals on the offensive line or defensive line, wherever they're playing at their position. They're both very strong, and they both have bad attitudes, when they put the helmet on, which is a good thing. And Grayson, he's one of those kids that just doesn't do wrong things, He's so complete. He's one of the most complete kids I've ever coached, actually. He just doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And then Cade, and I mean this now, if I'm walking down the alley at 12 o'clock midnight, I want him beside me. He's that guy. And so when you're that guy, you kind of carry the big stick, so to speak.
This is for the players. I want to know what it's like to play for Coach O'Brien. I know he's very transparent. He's not afraid to tell you what he thinks. What does that mean to you, and what kind of mentor is he for you as a person?
He's a very great guy, and we worry more about being a man and who you're going to become when you leave the place, and like where you're going to be in your walk with God, and just be the man that you need to be when you leave.
Yeah, he's a really, really great coach. I played with him since the start of my 7th grade year, and he's been with me ever since then, and I'll be willing to put my body on the line for him.
Coach O is a really great coach, but honestly a really great guy. He is always there for us no matter what. If we're on the side of the road, he's going to be there. He don't care about as much us being a player as much as he cares about us becoming a man and where we're going to be in the next years.
Like they said, he's more focused on what we're going to do when we leave high school, whether it's going to the next level or it's just us going to get a job and being the men that he's shaping us to be. He cares more about us than he does himself, and like Grace has said, we lay our body on the line for him.
Coach, I know last year was a very experienced team, so obviously we've talked about an inexperienced team going into this year. Could you talk about some of the new guys that's maybe got playing time last year, but their role is going to have to be greater this year for you to get to where you want to get?
Yeah, we're going to have a few guys. You lose, and everybody knows in here I don't talk about my son. I don't do that. But losing him hurt. Really. All right. Losing the quarterback hurts. Losing, and I'm going to forget names, but losing 4 hurts, and so those are guys that are tough to replace amongst many more. But I do believe this group's more talented than last year's group. I really do. And I think this O-line is significantly better than last year's O-line. And I think the skill position-wise, we're really, really good. It's just the problem is it's the depth. It's going to hurt us a little bit. So we've got to stay healthy. And if we stay healthy, we're going to be tough out, really.
Speaking of that, you've never backed away from when you schedule. And looking down the list, I know there's a couple of 6A teams on there. Pierce County, Georgia is a great program over there. Talk about your philosophy in putting together a schedule.
I just believe you should always, how can I tell these guys to be, alpha males when we run from competition? That's called a hypocrite and a liar. Okay, so if I'm going to make these guys be the alpha dogs that I expect them to be in life, then I've got somebody that challenges our manhood, then I've got to schedule them, no matter who it is. And so, Pierce, Ryan Herring and I are really good buddies. And so that was easy. And then with, Rush at Pale City, that was easy. And then, to be honest with you, the Blunt game, I thought that would be pretty cool. When I got at the SEAL teams, I was telling somebody this a while ago. When I got at the SEAL teams, I went to the like the following week, I was at the SEAL teams, and the state championships was occurring, and Etowah was playing Blunt, and I'm like, that's a cool team, you know, and I think it's pretty cool that a blue blood of Alabama, who's arguably probably one of the most athletic teams in the state, is coming to little bitty Coosa Christian. I think that says a lot because 5-10 years ago, there's no chance in the world a Blunt Leopard team would entertain that, nor would the Coosa team entertain and plan a Blunt Leopard team. So I just thought that was a really cool deal, and let these guys experience what, you know, true athletes. And you guys know that. I mean, there's not a more athletic team in the state than those guys. So why not, right?
Guys, could you speak on maybe team goals, individual goals this year? Each one of you?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody knows the team goal is win state, and just be the best team we can be. But individually, I just want to be a great leader and just perform better than I did last year.
I say for a team goal is just keep the same standard that we had, even with the depth that we have. Just try to keep that same standard. And for an individual goal, become a better leader and be the best godly man and on forward in the future.
Team standard would definitely be keeping the standard the same and being the most gritty team we can be. Personal goal is becoming the best leader I can be and taking a step up from last year to be a better godly man and better on the football field.
Like they said, the overall team goal really is to make sure we all are following Christ at the end of the day. And then another one for this season is definitely to win state. And then my personal goal is to be the best leader I can be to help sustain the pace.
Coach and the players comment on this. You're currently going through something really cool right now the next couple of days with Hell Week. Can you explain what that is, first of all, Coach, and then you guys explain what that's like going through that and how that kind of brings you guys. It's really, really tough, but team chemistry, it's unmatched, really, once you go through it.
Well, I mean, we've done this camp since I've been a head ball coach, and all I did was take the mentality of Bud's Hell Week, right? And for you guys that don't know what Bud's is, that's SEAL training. You go through this phase called Hell Week, and so it's condensed down. It's not nearly like that, but it is for their age like that, if that makes any sense. And so we started yesterday, and they've had no sleep. So we broke off to come to this. They trained around the clock with fun and games. That's what I like to tell them. They could probably finish the sentence, fun for me, games for them. It's what the instructors always told us as we was getting smoked. And then we'll leave here and we'll continue on, and we'll finish sometime tomorrow afternoon. No sleep.
Coach, we'll wrap it up with you.
I think Bo was asking them a question. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, the Hell Week here is definitely unlike anywhere else. This is the only place where you are there for 3 days and 2 nights, and you sleep probably less than an hour total.
It is for sure unlike any other. I think we've had a max 20 minutes of sleep on this table. It's not just about us. It's about bringing the team together, which is what we need most right now. And it's going to come back in the later rounds, and it's going to help us in life.
Something like this, it's a grind or a struggle, but you just gotta love it. You just gotta love it, and it really shows who has mental toughness, who's gonna fold, who's not gonna fold, who's gonna break, and I just love it.
Yeah, I think Coach O said it backwards. It's more fun for us and games for him, but yeah, it's something, and I personally love it, and I'm gonna look back on it one day. But yeah.
Sorry, guys. Coach, wrapping up with you. And when I say expectations, I'm not talking about wins and losses this year. I'm talking about expectations and goals you have for this year's Coosa team.
For me?
For you.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's just go be the best alpha male we can be. We got too many soft males in this world anyway. So let's do that. How about that go? And I don't really care much about W's and L's. I mean, you guys know that. Bo knows that really well. Jerry knows that really well. So I just want them to be. I want them to not quit when they get fired, or their wife leaves them for somebody else, or their kids hate them. That's what I want from them. I want them to stand strong. And the only way to do that is to teach them here, now. And so I just want them to be alphas. That's my goal. That's my dream for them. The rest of that other stuff take care of itself.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. We appreciate you being here. Good luck to Coosa this year.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, guys.